Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build and another episode of Curb Appeal, the series on my channel where I attempt to recreate real homes in The Sims, many of them coming from your guys' suggestions. So if you guys want to see more Sims 4 recreations, I'll have the Curb Appeal playlist linked down below. I have tons and tons and tons of recreations on my channel. So today we're doing a very exciting build because this is my first build and my first attempt at building with the new round wall feature. So yeah, basically I've heard a lot of things in terms of how difficult it is to use the new round walls. There's a lot of glitches, obviously. I have a feeling that, round walls in general are just very difficult to make work properly, especially when the Sims building works on a grid system. So I guess we could say there's no surprises there in terms of it being really difficult, but nonetheless, it's still kind of annoying, I guess. But here I am trying to make it work to the best of my ability. This was, again, my first attempt at ever using round walls. So hopefully I get a little bit better at it as I get more practice. But I'm still pretty happy with how the build turned out nonetheless. So if I haven't done so already, I'll pop the photo, like the reference photo of what I'm trying to recreate up on the screen here. It was kind of like, it wasn't like a full-on circular house. It just had like a little bit of a circular element to it. So I think that's where it kind of gets tricky, is when you're trying to combine the circles and the rectangles, because a rectangle doesn't really intersect a circle properly, at least in The Sims. So I was fiddling around with it a little bit and just figuring out how I was going to connect the semicircle area onto the rectangular part. I then realized afterwards that I needed to add like a balcony, so like attaching the balcony to intersect the round part was also a little bit of a struggle. So you'll see me kind of fidget with it a lot throughout the build, but I did make it work and make it function properly in the end. So you can watch me do that. I'm pretty proud of it. I think it turned out okay. I think it was a good like intro build into round walls, but I think overall, I personally can't see myself, and just like, honestly speaking, I can't personally see myself using round walls a ton. Like, I think it's a really great feature in theory, but I don't think I necessarily have longed for round walls that much, if that makes sense. Like, it's just not something that I feel like I needed in my builds a lot. I think like it's obviously a great feature, and I feel like if you're doing a lot of modern builds or like ultra modern type builds, it is a cool feature. But in my daily building, I don't long for round walls that much, because the thing is, even if it does look nice on the outside, round walls on the inside is just like a nightmare to furnish. So it's not something that I've necessarily really wanted, but it's it's a cool feature, so I'm going to use it, obviously. At the back, I decided, if you guys saw a little sneak peek at the back, I decided to make it round on the front, but on the back, I decided to just make it kind of square and rectangular, because I didn't want to have to deal with making it perfectly symmetrical at the back and making that round feature at the back. It was just too much of a headache, so it's more of a statement front piece to have that round thing instead. Also, you will notice I'm building in Sulani, which is the beach world, the world that came with Island Living. I was going to put this build in Copperdale, because this is kind of like my first build using like the High School Years expansion pack kind of, but I felt like it kind of fit better as a beach home, don't you think? It's nice and white and bright. I'm using some color there on the window trimming and with the fence. It just felt a little bit more beachy. What do you guys think? I feel like Copperdale, the houses are just a little bit more suburban and just normal looking, so maybe this one was a little bit too interesting, maybe too, I don't know, modern maybe. So yeah, decided to put this in this little beachfront lot in Sulani. I think that this would be a really great vacation home. So either you can tag this as a rental home and then families can come here to vacation. It's kind of like an Airbnb type thing. Or you can have it be a family that like moves here and like lives on the island, or like they personally own this vacation home or something like that. I did add some like personal touches on the interior, so but I think like I was definitely furnishing it in mind for like a vacation, so like a rental property. So I think it'd be really nice to come here for a nice beachfront family vacation. Also because I figured usually like when families make their vacation home, sometimes it's like very modern and maybe it doesn't necessarily go like it doesn't fit in with the local architecture because they're not like part of the local community necessarily. They just like built their cool vacay home that like they thought would look nice and they visit twice a year or something like that, but it doesn't necessarily blend in with the rest of Sulani homes that are like next door to the lot. So I don't know, I thought that that was kind of the vibe I was going for, just like some rich family that like built this ultra modern bright white home on this tiny lot in Sulani because they just wanted it for a vacation. So I do like the use of color. I don't know, I don't usually use color, especially in things like window trims, but you know, I feel like the blue, like the turquoise blue really does go in Sulani really well, so I think that's why it's not looking super off to me, because it's in a bright, beautiful, tropical Sulani world. So I really like that. Here you can see we're basically done the exterior shell, I guess, and we're just working on a little bit of landscaping. So what was funny is because this is such a small lot, there isn't a ton of room for a nice backyard, but we actually end up making the rooftop like accessible. So there's going to be a hidden trellis ladder that goes upstairs to the rooftop where there's a grassed rooftop. So I figured instead of a, you know, huge backyard, you instead get kind of like a rooftop grass backyard, but it's like a rooftop yard. So I ended up putting a hot tub up there. I also put just some lounger chairs and some beach towels. You can go up there and tan and just hang out. It's funny because I thought that'd be perfect. Obviously, it doesn't exist in the game, but if you had like a little mini putting green thing, I think it would be perfect to put upstairs. I don't know if you guys have seen those before, but they're basically just like a tiny little strip, and it's like, I don't know, maybe like 2 meters long, 3 meters long. And it's just like a fake piece of grass, and it's like a little putting green, so like people can like practice putting if like you're into golf and stuff. I don't know. But here you can see is where I do this little cutout thing. So I, being the genius that I am, I wanted to cut out the top part because I didn't want to have to furnish 2 rounded sections. So if you don't want to furnish something like this rounded wall, you just cut it out so that then you don't have to put furniture there. And then it makes like it nice and luxurious, because high ceilings are very luxurious and cutouts are cool and luxurious. So yeah, me putting a cutout there is basically just me avoiding having to furnish a rounded room. So I still have to furnish the downstairs one, but I don't have to furnish the upstairs one. So it's a small win. It is a small victory, and it was a huge pain to get that to work. Honestly, I don't remember what was happening, but like it wasn't cutting out properly. So I basically had to like redo the wall structure, put the windows back. I don't know. It was a lot of like fiddling because the rounded rooms wouldn't really register properly. So in the end, I got it to work, thank goodness. So I would say if you do download this build, try not to fiddle with the rounded sections like at all, because it will, yeah, it just won't be good. It won't be good. Also, here you can see I'm doing like a little 2-sided fireplace. So I've done this trick before in a couple of my past builds, but I decided to actually make it, usually I put like a base game glass window, but this time I decided to use that island living kind of open-faced window. Open-faced? I don't know, like open window. So it's kind of like there's these wooden shutters that close it. I think it provides just a cool, more like open flame look rather than just like a glass. And I put it on both sides of this fireplace, and then I put the City Living coffee table, the coffee table that has like a flame in it. I put that inside so that you get a fireplace from both sides of the wall. It's really cool because it acts as a room divider so that I can actually put like a TV up against that wall for the living room, because there was no intuitive place to put the TV in the rounded section for the living room. So that was good, but then it also acts as a functional fireplace and just general room separation. So I really like that trick, and I really like experimenting with different windows for that trick, because yeah, like depending on which window you use, it definitely adds like a little bit of a different vibe. So here we're kind of playing into the more island and beach home theme, which I think looks really, really good. So also, like I said, because I'm furnishing this in the style of maybe more of an Airbnb or rental home, I am going to lean into a little bit more color. Basically because I was thinking, so my thought process was, sometimes when you book Airbnbs, at least like the ones I book, I don't know, maybe if you book like super expensive ones, they're like more, the furnishing is more upscale. But the ones I book, they're just like general, like mid-price point Airbnbs. They always have like kind of a theme to them. And it's not like tacky per se, but it's definitely like intentional. So if the theme is like blue and yellow, for example, like they're really gonna lean into like the blue and yellow pillows, and you know, the blue wall and the yellow accent wall, and the towels will be blue and yellow. I don't know, like, have you guys noticed that when you go to Airbnbs, like they always try and make it really bright with like some sort of pillows, but it's as if they bought the pillows in bulk or something, and they use the pillows everywhere. Like that same yellow pillow is in the bedroom and the hallway couch and the living room and everywhere. I don't know. For me, when I go to Airbnbs, it's always like that. So I wanted to make this color scheme kind of like a blue and orange or blue and yellow. I don't know. I think that's kind of what I did. You guys might be looking at this and being like, oh, well, it's actually kind of neutral. But to me, this feels like a little bit of color, especially with the kind of bluish countertops on the kitchen island swatches, and then like the orangey wood that coincides with the orangey wood floors as well. And then I think I used blue on the sectional couch in the living room too. So that's like quite a bit of color for me, but I figured because it's a beach home and blue felt very like ocean-like, and that's just, I feel like if I wanted to make a vacation home that I was renting out, I would definitely go for that blue ocean, the stereotypical blue ocean themed, color scheme. You'll also see when I did like some wall art later, I went with like typical blue type artwork as well. So kind of playing into that. But here you can see we're just doing a very simple kitchen, just something with a lot of counter space, a lot of different amenities and appliances like the tea maker, coffee maker, microwave, that kind of thing. Just stocking it full with everything that you'd need. Also, because I didn't put upper cabinets, I figured that it would be good to have a lot of lower cabinets for storage, because there's no other place for like a pantry or shelving or anything like that. So I wanted there to be lots of storage, just, you know, from a realism perspective. You can see I made a really big dining table there. It can fit 8 people. And yeah, it's just like a nice modern open concept space with vacation homes. Sometimes you're going to want it to be a bit more open. Maybe you're having a lot of people over, maybe you're hosting parties, just something that's nice and big and modern. And then here you can see I'm doing the bathroom. I really like the new high school years wallpaper. It's like this hexagonal wallpaper, the one that I'm using here. And it comes in different colors, like nice bright neon colors meant for like teen bedrooms, like gamer bedrooms and stuff. Like that was neons and bright hot pinks and blues and stuff like that. But they also come with a black and white swatch, and I use the white one here in the bathroom. I think that it's a really, really great swatch for bathrooms and kitchen backsplashes because it looks like just a nice hexagonal tile. And yeah, I don't know, I just like it. I think it's everything we've been looking for. It is a wallpaper though. I do wish that they came out with one that had a little bit more texture, or it appeared to have more texture at least, because that would be good for an actual like bathroom tile, because this one's obviously like more flat. But you can see I'm just doing a nice little reading nook, also putting some extra storage boxes for things like extra towels and whatnot. And another cool thing that we got with the High School Years expansion pack is those like light strips, like those LED light strips. Again, those ones that are like cool in like gamer rooms and stuff, but they're really versatile and they really work well with just a general modern decor vibe. So I put them underneath the floating bookcase here, and you don't really see it too much like looking at it from above, but if the lights are a little bit more dim and you turn off the overhead lights, you'll see it illuminating from the bottom a little bit better, which I think adds a cool effect, especially given the fact that the bookshelf is floating a bit, and that's a bit more modern, so it really highlights that floating aspect. I also ended up putting it in the bathrooms as well, because the vanity, or like the sink vanity, is lifted off the ground, it's floating. I put it underneath to highlight that floating effect, because I've been in some of my friends' homes where they have like, or now a lot of like new apartments, like the vanity is often floating off of the wall, or it doesn't touch the ground. So a lot of people buy those like Amazon lights. They're like auto lights or motion detector lights, and they just like stick them on underneath the vanity so that if you're like going into the bathroom at nighttime, it just illuminates when you walk into the bathroom, and you don't have to like turn on the bathroom light when you go into the bathroom, and it just like gives you just enough light that you can see what you're doing, but you don't have to like wake yourself up by turning on the entire bathroom light. So that's really cool. And yeah, you can get those on Amazon. I don't have them in my bathroom, but like I remember seeing like TikToks and stuff about people doing them. So yeah, that's where I got that inspo from. So here you can see we are onto the upstairs, and we're doing 2 bedrooms in this home. I think this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, if I'm not mistaken. And I wanted to optimize this home to fit as many Sims as possible, just to fit your guys' needs a little bit better. I don't know how many Sims you're going to be taking here, but I did put 2 beds in this room, so maybe like 2 kids, like maybe a family of 4 would be good, because this is the kids' bedroom. So 2 kids here, and then the master bedroom, or the primary bedroom, I should say, is next door. And that just has 1 like queen size bed there. So I think you can also like in a rental. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. I accidentally left that part in, but that was I built this on stream, and SimGuru Ninja was like chatting and stuff. He's one of like the sim gurus who like develops the game. He was chatting with us during the building, and he was just saying how he like likes all of my tweets, and I was just calling him out on it, being like, you don't like all my tweets, like that's a lie. And then he instantly liked all of my tweets on the spot, and then I got like notified, so I was like showing him, I'm like, I just saw you like all of my tweets. So, and then he was like busted. So yeah, that was kind of fun. You should definitely, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter yet, or Twitch, sorry. Well, Twitter too, but I do build a lot of my houses live on Twitch with you guys, so feel free to follow me on Twitch if you guys want to be part of the building process next time. A lot of your guys' ideas make it into these videos, and it's a nice kind of collaborative time. I usually announce on Twitter when I'm live, so that's why I say maybe follow me on Twitter as well, or if you are on Twitch, there's like a notification bell or something like that. But yeah, I'd love to have you guys there. I don't have a formal schedule. I just kind of go live whenever I feel like it. So if you guys are available, I'd love for you to stop by. But yeah, here you can see I used a lot of different items from the High School Years expansion pack. I think that the High School Years expansion pack just gives such amazing bedroom stuff for like teen and kid bedrooms. It's just, I don't know, I'm just really blown away by it. There's so many things in the pack that I like. All of the beds, for starters, are unreal. There are just so many great beds. 10 beds, 5 single beds and 5 queen beds. That's just a lot. And I really like them all. And those kind of like overhead curtain fairy lights that I put in the kids' bedrooms. Oh my gosh, those are like one of my favorite items. They come in a lot of different lengths too, so they work for a lot of wall heights. We got so many pretty new curtains, like the curtains I used in these rooms. They're so sheer and like effortless looking, and sometimes I don't want curtains to like cover all the windows because I still want a lot of light to come in, so these ones are just perfect. We got a cool little beanbag chair. You can see I used it in the other room, and cool mirrors, cool dressers, everything, nightstands, literally everything. I'm sure you guys have seen tons of videos and stuff already talking about all of the items, but me as like a dedicated builder, like 100% build channel basically, I can definitely say that I am a huge fan of the build items in the pack. If you guys are, you know, on the edge of if you want the pack or not, I would say if you like teen bedrooms and kids bedrooms and stuff, like it's a definite yes from me, a definite thumbs up. I just really like the items. And I also built a really cool high school with the pack, so if you guys do get the pack and you want a new high school, because the high school that comes with the pack is, you know, it's okay, but it's not as good as the one I built, if I am going to be honest. And yeah, I don't know. I spent 10 hours on it, so I feel like I can humble brag that a little bit. But yeah, let me know down below if you guys got the high school years pack or not, and if you guys are planning on getting it. If you are not planning on getting it, I'd love to know why, and just, you know, see where your head's at. Because for me, I feel like high school years is one of those packs that's just like a home run to me. Like, I feel like everybody would like that pack if they like family gameplay. But then again, like, people have different preferences, so not everybody thinks the same way. So I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on like what you think of a pack like that. Because in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, like that's going to be so good and stuff. But clearly, everyone has a different opinion. So here you can see we are doing just another TV room. This is more like a kids kind of movie room, because the downstairs is more like a formal area, whereas here is more of a cozy kind of kids area. So we have a mini fridge, a popcorn maker, and some more beanbag chairs, a nice big TV. I think it'd also be cool like if you had an extra person in the family that wanted to come on this vacation, and you know, there's obviously not enough bedrooms, like they can sleep on the couch, you know. I feel like that's a very real thing. I don't know about you guys, but when I did like Airbnbs with like large groups of friends, like sometimes some people would say like, yeah, I'll sleep on the couch. Like they don't really care, especially if you're young and your back is okay. Like personally, I could not sleep on a couch anymore, I don't think. But you know, back when I was, you know, 18, yeah, I could probably sleep on a couch. I don't know about anymore. But yeah, so I feel like if you had like a teen or something that wanted to come along or something, then they can just sleep on the couch. Or I think you can like order more beds. So like if you mark this as a rental lot and you come here on vacation, you can like order from the catalog. You can rent more beds to just like put out in the hallway and stuff. If you want it to accommodate more people. So that's actually a really cool feature of rental lots in general in The Sims. You can like order toddler beds. You can order like just any essentials to make it customizable for your family. So you can definitely just add more, you know, things. And I mean, I'm sure you can even like add a little bed outside. Like if you're coming in the summer, like they'll have no problem just sleeping outside. Gonna be so nice. I would totally sleep outside. They need to add hammocks. You know what? That's what they need to add. They need to add hammocks so we can put hammocks on our outdoor patios like this, so that like people can just sleep in them. I'm like thinking in my head, like, do we have hammocks already? I can't remember. I have a feeling no, because if they did, I would definitely be using them by now, and they definitely don't. Also, I do go back and like zhuzh up the exterior a little bit more. There was something missing from the outside. I added some other kind of landscaping and some kind of rock details, so I'll have a little clip of that at the end. But pretty much the interior is very minimalistic. There isn't a ton of clutter. Again, because it's a vacation home or Airbnb, I didn't want to clutter it up too much and make it too personal to a certain family, because you never know who's going to be staying here. The kids' rooms are a little personal, but I feel like they're good for any type of kid. Like there's no kid that wouldn't want to stay in that room on a vacation, you know what I mean? So, but besides that, I really hope you guys enjoyed this build. It was definitely very challenging, but I generally just like the vibes, like the idea, like the concept of this home. It was a nice challenge for me to get introduced to round walls. I feel like it's something that I could get kind of good at eventually. Usually, like with build things, like it took me a long time to get good at like terrain tools, like the height adjusting. What is that called? Terrain tools? Is that what it's called? Yeah, like terrain, not terrain paint. The lowering and heightening of the terrain. That took me a long time. So I feel like this is just another thing that has a little bit of a learning curve, but I'm pretty proud of how I tackled it just here on my first try. So I really hope that you guys liked it as well. Also, if you guys didn't know, I'm having a giveaway. Not me mentioning this at the very end of the video. I guess this is your reward. If you stay to the end of the video, this is your reward. You get to know I have a giveaway. If you're watching this on the day that the video comes out, which is September 1st, then you have 2 more days to enter. But I will link the giveaway in the description. It's also on my community tab, in a post on my community tab. But I'm giving away a high school years expansion pack code for PC or Mac. So look in the description or go to my community tab to find the link to the giveaway. It's a Gleam giveaway, and that will be on until Friday, September 2nd. So you have 2 more days to enter. So get on it quick. But yeah, besides that, I think the video is done and the screenshots should be rolling very, very soon. If you guys stay to the very end, please do let me know. I always mega appreciate it if you do stay to the end. I'd love to personally thank you for taking the time to hang out with me today. But besides that, if you guys liked the video too, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more of this type of video on your feed and on your suggestions, definitely give this video a thumbs up and I'll make more videos like this. And comment down below what you guys thought of it and rate my recreation out of 10. How close did I get it to the original photo? And if this is our first time meeting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to be friends or if you want to see more Sims 4 videos. I love you guys so much and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye everybody!